Man, Shinto is thirsty. Look at that dude.
Hello everyone, this is an analysis of Flame of Laevateinn for the neutral class. For any of the other classes, you can find them in the playlist. Okay, let's start off with your first card. So first, we have Alice, Wonderland Explorer. 3 mana, 3/3 good stats. Evolve, become a 4/4. Alright stats. Okay, I won't say it is a good stat, it's an alright stat. But the Evolve ability is very strong. You can search for 2 Fairy Tail cards from top 4 of your deck, and it also helps to generate the Fairy Tail counter that a lot of the Fairy Tail cards require. If you're playing a Fairy Tail deck, this is a definitely card you will be playing. This one is what we say, you can't run away from this card. You have to play this card. This is one of the staples for Fairy Tail, and this card is just very good. Able to draw up to 2 cards is actually quite a lot in terms of resource. Yeah, actually not draw, but you put those in the EX area, but you kind of gain 2 resource. So yeah, very very strong. And then next we have Chaotic Angel, very unique effect. So for 7 mana, a 5/5 is not very, it's not very not a very good stats. Yeah, for 7 mana. The effect is very unique, where this is the first time we see a mind control card where you can choose an enemy follower and take control of it and stand it. And this effect can only be used once per turn. And the effect requires a little bit of setup, as you need to ban 3 Fallen Angel cards from your graveyard, which if you're playing the neutral Fallen Angel deck, you will be easily hitting that, as you will see for the other cards. As you can see from the other cards later on. So here's the thing. If you take control of enemy follower, first of all, they do not have Storm, because they come in as a new they do have these so-called summoning signals because of the rule in Shadowverse Evolve, that your follower can only attack if it has Storm, Rush, or it has been on your field from the start of the main, at the beginning of your main phase. That's why if you take control of your opponent card, you can't really attack unless it has Storm. This unique effect right now is very hard to gauge, as this is the first of its effect we are seeing. And what do you want to steal is also very questionable, as most of the strong cards currently in the meta cannot be targeted and have aura. So for example will be Aegis of Immortal Aegis, Narita Brian, Forte. Yeah, so many of these cards you can't really steal. The only things I think you would want to steal might be Augury Cap, Genesis Dragon, Bahamut, and that's about it. Yeah, and yeah, that's all. And they also can't target the new Beauty and the Beast, which is very hard to gauge if this card is good. I won't say it's bad, because mind control cards has a very very unique history in a lot of the card games, where it comes out of nowhere and surprise everyone. Yeah. So I can't really gauge this card. Next, Rapunzel, another staple card if you're playing Fairy Tail. 3 mana 4/5, that is a very freaking good stats. So on 3 mana, if you're going first, you can just ward and defend your 1-drop and 2-drop. And most deck can't remove a 4/5 other than Dragon and Forest. Even Evolve Alice can't even trade with Rapunzel. It's alright that it can't attack. Is the stat itself is worth is actually very very good for this card. Though you can easily give her the Fairy Tail counter, require just a bit of setup, and when she attack for 4, it is very painful. Yeah, so in my opinion, this card is a staple for every Fairy Tail deck. And then next, Bloodstained Celestial Soldier, 4 mana 4/4. It does face damage when you play it. You can choose to deal 2 damage to face, or you can deal 2 damage to enemy follower. The last word is quite alright. You can choose and follow agent card with 3 play point or less to add it to your hand. Cause these archetypes require you to discard a lot of the fallen angel. So I think this card is pretty good if you're playing the archetype, because you can gain back the resource. And to deal 2 damage to face or to a enemy follower is quite alright. I wouldn't say it's broken, but it's good, I guess. Face damage is always good. Okay, next, Seraphic Leo. This card you can cheat out expensive neutral followers, but it still requires you to have the correct max play point to summon the follower, and you only can summon neutral follower. And at the end of the turn, those followers go back to the bottom of your deck, unless if you evolve, those cards go back to hand. So yeah, I don't think this card is good. It's just too gimmicky. Yeah, so on 7 mana, if you can summon Lucifer, you rather play this. If at 10 mana you can play Bahamut, will you rather play this? I don't think so, to be honest. The only way I see this card being played is that at 4 mana, you summon the back from BP. Okay, let's say at 10 mana, right? From BP01, you summon the is it sorry BP01 BP02? Let me have a look. Sorry. I think it's BP01 then. Yeah, BP01, there is a Storm Follower, if I remember correctly. Yes. So the only combo I see is that, okay, so on 10 mana, you play this, you cheat out Gigamesh for 4 mana. And Gigamesh comes in with a 6/6. Then after that, you play Gabriel from hand and give +4 +3 to that Gigamesh. And all of a sudden, you deal 10 damage to your opponent. That's all. They're very gimmicky, as I've said. And if you're playing it in Dragon, why are you playing this card? Yeah, so this is one questionable card. Next, Actress Fairer. So 1 mana 2/2, a turn 1 setup, and it is a Fairy Tail counter generator, which makes this card very, very strong. If you're playing Rapunzel, you are definitely going to play this, because this will give your Rapunzel the Fairy Tail counter and allows your Rapunzel to attack. And any other Fairy Tail decks that require Fairy Tail counter generator will be playing this card. I mean, every Fairy Tail deck will be playing this card. It's a staple. Okay, Humpty Dumpty set on the wall. Humpty Dumpty evolve and have a big fall. I find this card to be a meme in the game, and it continues to be a meme in real life. I can't escape this card. Why? I can see this as a game ender. Okay, deal 5 to all follower and deal 3 to face. But what are you ending? Your game or your opponent game? Your life or your opponent life? Yeah. In my opinion, it was much better in the mobile version, where it was actually playable in draft. Now this card, man, Saige, what have you done to him, man? Okay, this card is just bad. Okay, bad. Here's the thing, okay? I say it here. If anybody can kill me with a Humpty Dumpty card, they have the right to call me noob. I'll say this right here, right now. If you can kill me with a Humpty Dumpty card, I give you the right to call me a noob. Alright? Okay, next. Inverted Wings. 1 mana. A cheap heart remover or a good heal and draw. That's the pros of it. But you are required to discard specific card to gain that specific effect. So if you discard an angel, you can hard remove something on the field, which is very, very good. However, if you discard the fallen angel, you heal 3 and draw a card, which is pretty good as well. Just that it can be kind of costly, but for 1 mana, a cheap heart remover is hard to find. Yeah. A very good card if you're playing the Fallen Angel meta. And to be honest, I think that might be some that is able to, play this card. Yeah, I think there's some that might make this card playable. Other than in neutral craft deck. Maybe you mix with dragon. I'm just hinting dragon. Alright. I'm just hinting, I'm not saying anything else. Okay, next. Jet Black Apostate. 3 mana, 3/4. I mean that's it has good stats. And the reason why is it will be played because there ain't any better 3 drops for the world in the neutral 3 mana pool. I think it dealing 4 damage is a good remover for at 3 mana, but I think it's very expensive. First of all, you have to discard a very specific card, which is Fallen Angel, and you have to act this card. So it makes this card very questionable. You're paying quite a lot to deal 4 damage to a follower, and at the same time, you leave it vulnerable to attack next turn. I won't say this card is good, but calling it bad would be a bit of a stretch, I guess. It's quite bad. Not bad. Yeah, quite bad. But if you're playing the Fallen Angel deck, you're definitely going to be playing this card. Next, Angel of Darkness. Why didn't they give us Prince of Darkness? Disappointed. Anyway, 2 mana 2/2, evolve 3/3. Alright, that's alright stats. The only problem I have is the fanfare effect. You only deal 1 damage to an enemy follower. Why? Okay, so my problem with this is it's not an efficient remover, and it does very little face damage for it to be good. Yeah, I think that's what I don't like about this card. It's just not very efficient, but if you're playing the Fallen Angel deck, you're gonna play this. Yeah. Okay, next. Explosion! 3 mana, deal X to all follower and all enemy leader. X is equal to the number of explosion and Humpty Dumpty in your graveyard. So it requires a lot of setup to be good, and even after all the setup, it does a maximum of 5 damage only. Like I said before, you can kill me with Humpty Dumpty cards, you're allowed to call me noob. This card is just bad. Very, very bad. And with that, that'll be all for the Neutralcraft. I'll see you guys next time.